What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. Welcome back to another video. Now in this one, I'm going to take you through exactly where I stand with my dividend portfolio. Every month, on the first of the month, usually, I try and talk about my dividend portfolio and show you where I've invested my money for the month prior, as well as how much I was able to make in dividends. Now, this is a brand new month, meaning that I have to take $2,000 and put it into my dividend portfolio. Every single month I add $2,000, which is a total over the year, $24,000 that I add to my dividend portfolio. Now, I also, if I find any type of lower times in the year, in the month, or whatever, that I could now continue to like kind of average down or add some in, I'll probably add a little bit more, which is what happened last month. I added somewhere around like $5,000 total. So it's great to see that I'm putting more and more into it, but it's also with the decreases that we saw over the last month or so, it wasn't really the best. Opportunity wise, yes, but just seeing your portfolio grow as you're looking at it, not really the best case scenario. You want to see it continuously grow, right? But uh, nevertheless, we're still adding money into the portfolio and we're still collecting dividends, and that's getting reinvested. So it is still compounding into more shares, which can essentially turn into more money when it does, kind of get back up. So we'll talk about where we stand and all of that in this video. If you guys could hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell for more of these videos. Also, feel free to check out my link for Robinhood, for Webull, for Crypto.com, any platform that I'm associated with, or any type of partner that I have. Feel free to check that out in the description. Now, I believe in the last time we talked about my dividend portfolio, I was sitting a little bit lower. I don't know exactly where. It might have been 150, 152, 151,000. I don't know exactly where it was. I would have to go back and take a look, but we definitely were down a little bit more. But since then, we've seen a little bit of an increase because of the pushback from Trump's tariffs. So it's not really the tariffs, but it's more about the kind of stepping back on those tariffs besides China. So seeing that you have a pause on that made the markets flourish just a little bit. Still not back up to where they were, but flourished a little bit. So where I currently stand with my dividend portfolio, I am at a $159,858.55 or so, right? It changes every second. We are right now at 224, so it is going to change consistently. Today it's up about $113 in the last week. It is up $905 in the last month. It's down by $6,000. Horrible. In the last 3 months, it's down by 6,267. Year to date, it's down by 3,200. In the last year, it's up by 2,200. And all history, it's up by 2,700 or 1.7%. So it's great to see that it's at a net positive from where we started to where we are today, even while including all the money that was added into it. So it's great to see that, right? Because this doesn't factor in like, oh, you added money, so that goes to your gains. It only factors in the gains that we saw in the positions that we're in. If you're going to look at my buying power, I currently have about $2,000 worth of buying power because I do plan on buying a new position today just to kind of spoil everything. I am looking to put that entire 2,000 into DHS, which is a Wisdom Tree ETF. And it's going to pay me every single month. I want to get back to investing into a lot of positions that are every month rather than just investing into a lot into SCHD, which I currently have 1,659 shares of SCHD. I'll let that continue to compound to get me up to 2,000 eventually. But right now, we're still sitting at 1,659 shares of that. So that is my largest amount that I have invested, which is about 42,000, 43,000 or so. But then I also have 24,000 SPHD. I plan on having somewhere around 18 in DHS by the end of this video. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and do that right now while we have some time to throw that in here. So buy, we're going to buy at a market, not at a limit. Because I don't care about that. I guess it's just going to go through as market. That's what it'll say there. Review. And it's going to get me 21 shares buy, and now I have purchased that much. So I officially purchased more shares of Wisdom Tree US High Dividend Fund. That's $18,425.89. And we'll go through exactly where I stand with that. So those are all the positions that I have. If I wanted to list all those positions, I have SPHD, I have DHS, Fidelity ETF, I have Coca-Cola, Realty Income, Vanguard ETF. I also have invested in SPYD, PRF. I have the Dow. I have Microsoft, the SPY, JP Morgan, equity premium income. I also have a Target, Nike, and SCHD in my possession. I do plan on trying to find a little bit more, but I feel like I'm pretty well diversified. With the exception of SCHD being so high, I would like that to be somewhere around maybe 50 or so thousand, just to get me to 2,000 shares, and then I can kind of move on to everything else. So whatever gains I have, if any money is coming from gains going into my dividend portfolio, it probably will go into SCHD until I reach 2,000 shares. But then everything else will start to get funded as we move along. I did put more money into Target as a drop down. I put more money into Nike as a drop down as well, just to give you a sense there. Now, let's go into my my portfolio here. So we're going to go into my dividend portfolio, dividend tracker. This is going to tell you exactly how much I made in dividends. Actually, let me go back here and let me just show you on Robinhood of how much I got paid in dividends, because I know a lot of people like to see that. So I'm going to filter for dividends and then show you what I got paid in dividends minus the beginning ones that were Nike and Coca-Cola that technically were in March, not in April. They just got paid out in April and what they said in Robinhood. So this is how much I was paid in certain positions. So we'll start with JP Morgan equity premium. I received $154.42. The Dow, I received $1.86. Realty income, $61.80. I received $72.22 from Investigo S&P 500 high dividend, low volatility ETF. Wisdom Tree ETF, the one that I just put $2,000 into, I received $53.51. And then SPR S&P 500 ETF, $5.73. Bless me. Let's go through here and look at my dividend tracker. So this is where the dividend tracker stands. I always track all the dividends that I received over the previous months and literally do it by year, whether we're looking at 2024 and how much we got paid in dividends by the end of that year, which is around $2,871.41, building up to that point, right? Starting at $2.15, going to $37, $18, $24, $121, all the way up to the end, which December was $824.77, the most I received in dividends over 1 month. Even though it was a quarterly month, it still was the most I've ever received. Now we get to 2025, and in January I received around 300, 250 for February, 881 for March, 349 here for April out of all of the total that I received. Realty income, again, $61, which is slightly under the projected amount. SPHD is slightly over the projected amount. That's good to see because typically it's been slightly under it. We're also seeing that JEPI, so JP Morgan Equity Premium Income, is above the projected amount by a lot, right? The projected amount was $124.20. I received $154.42. You can see here that the Wisdom Tree ETF is also above. It's about $4 above what I was projected to receive. The Dow Jones is lower, but I guess if we add what it was for quarterly, because that's the way I have it listed, if we do it for 3 months, it's around what I was expecting. So it's $3.77 is what it says down here versus the $3.89 that is projected there. And then the last one would be the SPY at $5.73, which I did receive $5, projected as $5.81. I received $5.73. So with that being said, I received about $350 over this last month, which is fantastic. To be able to receive $350, I'll take it. Obviously, I want to grow it to a point where I'm receiving $3,500, not just $350 or $4,000 or $5,000, just to be able to invest into there for long term, have the gains, as well as be able to have the dividends, the dividend payout. Now, the total amount that I've received for the last year is $1,781.84. If I project this out, I should receive an average of $516.62, with the total being about $6,200 overall. Compared to what I received last year, that's light years ahead of where I received last year. It's double the amount. Fantastic. But I want to continuously grow it and add more money as time goes on. My goal is to get to $250,000 by the end of the year. That will be my goal. It's going to be a little difficult because only adding 24,000, that really only gets me to a certain point. But I want to see the level of growth. I want to see the dividends that are going to be paid out. I also want to see maybe a little bit more money that comes from other places to invest into this market. So that's where I stand. Great to see this. As I perfect this, I know people have asked me to release the dividend tracker. As I perfect this and make it a little bit better, I will release it and let people know about it on Patreon. Right now, it's not listed because I just have it really tailored to what I have here. But it's going to be a little bit tricky because it has to factor in all of the other prices. And I would love it to be dynamic, but I don't have anything that's kind of built in to make it dynamic. It's literally just an Excel spreadsheet. So you would have to fill in all this information. If you're okay with that, then I can make it easier. I can make it very quickly to help you guys write the name, put the price, and obviously go through what the yield is to see what the projected payout will be for you, as well as what the overall payout will be in the end. So, guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. Hopefully, we see this back up to where I'm up $11,000, $12,000 again on the overall gains. But like I've said plenty of times before, time in the market beats timing the market in most cases. So with that being said, I expect to see, the average growth over time over the next 5 years to be 10%. So I should have, let's say if we're making it even and say it's $100,000 at 10%, we're looking at about $50,000 that could be gained over the next 5 years. I would expect a lot more than that with dividends and with extra money that's going into it. But let's just make the numbers very simple. I expect to gain a lot more in the end. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.